So yeah, today we are going to discuss about graph traversal. Okay, so it is very important topic in our data structures and algorithms. Okay, so like those who don't know about what is graph data structure, so let me just give a quick brief about that. So graph is nothing but there are nodes, and those nodes are connected with each other through edges, and those nodes contain some information. Okay, so now we have a graph. Now that the thing is that how do we traverse the graph? Okay, traverse the vertices, traverse the nodes. Okay, so that we can have the information that is in the nodes. Okay, that is very important. So for that we come up with some algorithms through which we can traverse a graph according to our need and choices. Okay, that's why, like it is said here, that graph traversal, also known as graph search, refers to the process of visiting each vertex. Now here vertex means the nodes, okay, in a graph. Okay, so yeah, that's what I said. Now such traversals are classified by the order in which the vertices are visited. So yeah, there must be some different in those algorithms. That's why we according to our choices that we prefer one on another. Okay, so we do have some algorithms through which we visit the vertices of the graph, okay, according to our choice and needs. Okay, and the tree traversal is a special case of graph traversal. Okay, so we know that tree is nothing but a graph data structure. It basically a graph which is directed graph, okay, and acyclic. Okay, so we don't have any cycles in tree, while we have cycles. We can have cycles in graph, and at the same time we don't have any we must have directed graph, directed edges, to be very specific in tree data structures, while in case of graph we may have directed edges or we may not. Okay, so it is like we have two types of graphs. One is directed and another one is undirected. Yeah, so that's what it is said, that tree traversal is a special case of graph traversal. So how the way we traverse a graph, in the same way we can traverse a tree. Okay, because tree is nothing but a type of graph. So yeah, there are two main algorithms through which we traverse the graph. Okay, and they are depth first search, and another one is breadth first search. So first we understand that what is depth first search. That its short form is obviously DFS. Okay, so depth first search or DFS is an algorithm for traversing or searching tree or graph data structures. We know that, and the algorithm starts at the root node, okay, or selecting some arbitrary node as the root node in case of a graph, and explores as far as possible along each branch before backtracking. Okay, so the main basic principle of this DFS algorithm is that we first of all choose a root node. Well, in case of tree we are provided with a root node, but in case of graph we don't have that specific root node. So what we do, we just select any arbitrary node as our root node, and after that we explore as far as possible along each branch. Okay, so we first have the node. Now what we do, we just traverse as far as possible along that, along that branch, okay, before backtracking. Now what is backtracking? Backtracking is when we return from the nodes, okay. And now what will be the conditions of backtracking? Well, there would be two conditions when we do backtrack. First is when we reach a dead end, and another one is when we encounter a node that is already been visited. Okay, so in graph we can accidentally visit the same node that is already been visited, but in case of tree we don't have any such situations. Okay, so that's what written in here, that the only catch here is, unlike trees, graph may contain cycles, okay, and a node may visit it twice. Okay, so in case of tree we don't have any cycles, but when we have a graph we have cycles. Okay, so what we can do, we can accidentally visit a node that is already been visited. So to avoid this, what we do, we maintain a boolean visited array. Okay, so first we maintain a array and we assign all the values of the array as false. Okay, so array size will be definitely the nodes that are present in the graph. And before starting the algorithm, what we do, we just assign all the nodes as unvisited, like false. Okay, and when we visit a node, we just assign it as true, so that in future if we encounter the same node, we can have the information from the array, so we can decide whether we have to proceed or we have to return. Okay, if it is false or true. Okay, so that was all about the DFS. So DFS is what we pick a node and explore it as far as possible along the branch, okay, along each branch before backtracking. Okay, and now we have another algorithm, that is breadth first search, that stands for BFS. Okay, so again, breadth first search is an algorithm for traversing or searching tree or graph data structures. We already have discussed that. And now the basic principle of the BFS, that is, it starts at the tree root, okay, or in case of graph we select a arbitrary node as our root node. Okay, and explores all of the neighbor nodes at the present depth prior to moving on to the nodes at the next depth level. So what we do in a BFS, that we first visit all the neighbor nodes, okay, of a node at the present depth. Okay, so we first visit all the basically neighbor nodes of a node of the same level. Okay, and when we are done with that, we go to another node and then we visit all the neighbor nodes of that node that are on the same level, and we just proceed this procedure. We go again and again, okay, and do the same thing. We first visit all the neighbors node that are at the present or the same level, and after that we proceed to another node. Okay, and again, the only catch here also is, unlike trees, we may have or we do have cycles in our graph. Okay, so we may encounter a same node again, so to avoid that, again we maintain a boolean visited arrays. Okay, so that we have to consider in both DFS or BFS. Okay, so now we will see those two algorithms with an example, and after that we will code it and test the code, okay, with a real graph. Okay, so first let's see the example. So we I have a graph, okay, that is a simple one, and I have written the DFS and BFS of this graph. Okay, but before discussing the DFS or BFS, let me clear that it is not a unique set of values that we will get. Okay, so you can have another DFS. Okay, it is not mandatory that the value that I got you must get the same values in the same order. Okay, so DFS is not all about a unique value, and the same the BFS. Okay, we may have values that are different from each other, but we need to follow the algorithm's rule and procedure. Okay, now we see the DFS of this graph. Okay, so what we do, we first select a node as arbitrary node in case of graph. Okay, so let's say I select this 0 as our root node. And now what we saw in DFS, that is we first we have a node and we explore we explore as far as possible, okay, along the branch, okay, before backtracking. Okay, so we have 0 selected as our root node. So what I will do, I will just print 0. Okay, and now we will proceed, or we will explore as far as possible. So from 0 we go to 1. Again, 1 is not been visited, so but before that, when we visit 0, we will update the array value of 0 to true from false, because that is been visited. Now from 0 we go to 1. Okay, again we update the array value of 1 index as false to true. Okay, now we print 1. Okay, again from 1, again we explore as far as possible. So we go to 2. We do what we do, we just update the array index of 2 as true, so that it is been visited. It can indicate that it is been visited. Okay, so now from 2 we can go to either 1 or 3. We can't go to 1 because it is been visited already, and also in case of 0, we can go to either 1, either 3, or either 4. So I went to 1. You can go to any node you want. Okay, and when I went to 1, again from 1 we can go to 2 or 3 or 0, but we can't go to 0 because it has been already visited. That's why we are maintaining the array, boolean array, so that we can have the information about the node that is been visited already or not. Okay, so we went 2 from 1. Okay, or we could go 3 also, but we went to 2. Okay, now from 2 we can go to either 1 or either 3. Okay, well, again we can't go to 1 because it is already been visited, so we go to 3. Okay, now we update 3 as visited. Okay, now again from 3 we can go to either 0, either 1, either 2 or 4, but except 4 we can't go to any one of those 3 nodes because all of them are visited. Okay, so we have no other chance to visit but to visit 4. So we go to 4. Now again we update the array index 4 as visited. Okay, and now from 4 we can go to 0 or 3. Okay, but we can't go any one of those nodes because they both have been already visited. Okay, so now what we do, we backtrack. So from 4 we go to 3. Okay, now On 3 we don't have any nodes to visit, so again we backtrack. From 3 we go to 2. Now again from 2 we don't have any nodes to visit again, so from 2 we go to 1. From 1 again we don't have any node to visit, okay, and from 1 we go to 0. Again we don't have any node to visit further, okay. So what we do, we return back from the function, okay, and this is our DFS, okay. Well, we can have, you know, multiple DFS. Let's say from 0 I go to 4, okay, from 0 I go to 3, okay. So we can have multiple DFS value. It's all your choice how you visit the nodes, okay. Now come to BFS, okay. So as we saw the algorithm or discussed the algorithm, that BFS, what we do in BFS is we pick a node and we visit all the neighbors of that node that are at the same level, okay, before visiting another node that is not on that level, okay. So let's say I pick 0 at our root node, okay, and from 0 we have 1, we have 3, and we have 4. So in BFS what we do, first we printed 0, okay, and updated it as true or visited, okay, and now from 0 we visit 1. Again we update the value of array index 1 as visited, and from 0 we visit 3. Again we update the array index 3 as visited, and from 0 we visit to 4. So we are seeing that we first visiting all the neighbors that are at the same level, okay. So we have visited all the neighbors of 0, okay. Now from 0 we have, okay, and now we go to the node 1, okay. Now from 1 we can visit only 2 because 3 is already been visited, okay. So we just visit 2, okay, and now we don't have any others node to visit, okay, because from 2 where would we go? 1 and 3 both of them are visited, so we are done with the BFS, okay. So that what I have printed down in here. From 0 we go to 1, 3 and 4, and again from 1 we go to 2. So that is the BFS. So that was all about the basic, you know, or the main concept that is used in graph traversal, okay. We do have two important algorithms, that is DFS and BFS, and we understood that how they both actually work, okay. And now it's time to actually code it. So I will code it in, you know, C++, okay, and we will test the same graph as our input, okay. So let's go to our Visual Studio Code, okay, and here let me create a file as DFS and bfs.cpp, okay. The header file, I will include the bits header file, okay. Now what we will do, we will first have a, but before that, before creating the main function, what we will do, we will first create a graph class, okay. And in this graph class we will have all sort of information, that how many nodes we do have, okay, how do we, you know, insert the value in the graph, what data structure we will use. So we will use list, okay, and all other things, like in case of BFS we will be using queue, okay. So all those information we will have in the class graph. Okay, so first the number of nodes in the graph. So I do name my variables as underscore and the name of variable. You don't need to follow my naming convention. You can use your own, but I generally like to use this. Okay, and this is the number of nodes. And now what we will have a adjacent. How will we store the root, the graph? Like we will have to store the graph now, so we will be using adjacency list. Okay, you must know about there are two ways through which we show a graph, that is adjacency matrix, and another one is adjacency list. Okay, so I'm going with adjacency list. So for that I will create a list. Okay, I will create a array of each index or of each index as list. Okay, so that is what I have written in here. I have a array G that is a list of. Okay, and after that I will have a queue, because I will be using this in order to perform the BFS algorithm. I'm naming it underscore queue. Okay, and after that let me create the public. Okay, and in here we will have first of all the constructor. Okay, and we will have the parametric constructor in which I will pass the number of nodes. Okay, we do need how many number of nodes are there in the graph in order to create the graph. Okay, and after that we will have some functions. First one is add edge. Okay, so this is a function that we will need in order to create the graph. Okay, after that we will have our DFS. Okay, and in here I will pass a parameter that is source. Okay, so we can give our algorithm a source, or source mainly, as I said, arbitrary we pick a node as a root node. So this is nothing but a root node. Okay, and after that we will have a BFS. Again we will have to pass a source node or root node, whatever you say. Okay, and I will use scope resolution operator to define those algorithms. Okay, and constructor as well. So first I have our graph constructor. It is taking an integer as its argument, and now this n, that means this int n is equal to the number of nodes that we will pass. So we will manually provide it the number of nodes. Okay, and after that let me first have the semicolon in here. Okay, and after that we define our array of list. So we will have, so this is this array of lists. So underscore G is new standard list int of size underscore n. Okay, so we will have an array size now. That's why we are having the number of nodes in the constructor. Okay, and after that, as I said, we will maintain a visited array so that we can have the information about the node that is visited or not. So that will have visited new bool underscore n. Okay, after that what we will have, sorry, it seems like I haven't declared this visited array, so let me declare it here. So this will be boolean data type, mainly visited. Okay, So that was visited array, and after that we will have we will just we will just fill all the values of the array as false at starting. Okay, but because at starting none of the nodes is visited. Okay, so I will just have a for loop as part of my naming convention. Let me have the underscore, and I should be less than the number of nodes, and I plus plus. Okay, and what I will do, I will update or insert all the indexes as false. Okay, at a starting. Now first have the add edge function, so that we could create the graph. Okay, so there we go. It is taking two arguments, int u and int v. So these are nothing but int u, you can say that the node the int u and int v is nothing but from u to v. Okay, so v is connected to u and u is connected to v. Okay, so that is just int u and v that we will be passing here. Okay, and now after that what we will do, we will just say that that our adjacency list list array, so we will have the gu, the uth index, and push back the value v. Okay, so push back is the function of our list data type, and after that in the vth index we will push back the u. Okay, it seems like it is having some error. Why is that? Let me hover over it. Okay, so the problem is nothing but a simple typo. I named my graph class as grpah, so that was my bad. Now it will work fine, hope so. Okay, and after that we are done with the graph creation. Okay, so what we will do, we will first create our main function. Okay, and just show you that how we will create our graph before jumping in any one of the algorithms. So in main, first let me create an object, graph object as underscore graph. And now we will have to pass the number of nodes, so we have 5. Okay, I'm just simulating the same graph that we saw in our example. Okay, now I will insert the nodes. Okay, so I will call the add edge function, and what I'm saying that from 0 to 1 we need a connection. Okay, and I will copy it and paste it multiple times. Okay, so from 0 we are connected to 2 also, maybe, yeah, no, so from 0 we are connected to 1, 3 and 4. Okay, so 0 to 1, 0 to 3 and 0 to 4. Okay, now from 1 we are connected to 2 and 3. So from 1 we have connection from 2 and 3. Okay, and now from 3 we have connection to 4. And also we don't need to type the 3 to 0, 3 to 1, 3 to 2, because it has already been created. When we created a node from 0 to 3, that also means a node an edge from 3 to 0. Okay, so we only need to create 3 to 4. That's why I created this gu pushback v and gv pushback u. So it creates, you know, undirected edge between two nodes. Okay, so from 3 we need to, but before that we do have 2 to 3 now. So we will create 2 to 3, and from 3 we will have 4. So we are done with, sorry man, so we are done with our graph creation. Okay, now let define our DFS and BFS algorithm. Okay, so here is our DFS. Okay, so now what we will do in the DFS, first we are getting a source or a root node. Okay, now in here what we will call a, we will have the recursive function. Okay, and at starting we will check if visited S, that means if the node that we are passing is already been visited or not. If it is visited, that means it will give us the true. So what we'll do, sorry, we don't need to return any true or bool value, just what we'll do, we will just return out of the function. Otherwise, if that is not been visited, then what we'll do, we will update the visited array value as true, so that next time we encounter this array we can return out of the function without doing anything. Okay, and after that we will print this, okay, in our console. So that's why I'm having cout as standard and L. Okay, that is just printing the value. Okay, and after that what we'll do, we will run a for loop, because to explore all the nodes, you know, that what we discussed in DFS, that we explore all the nodes along each branch and before backtracking. Okay, so we will just run a for loop for its neighbor. Okay, so I will have for auto x of this g, that is our adjacency list, sorry, not I but the s. Okay, so we will explore all the index, all the asset index underscore asset index of our array, and that is a adjacency list. So we will mainly explore all the items that are present in the list, and for each item what we will do, we will call the DFS function again recursively with the new value x. Okay, let me name it as underscore. Again, you don't need to, but I do it. Okay, so that was our DFS. Now if we run the DFS function and see whether it is working or not, so I will call the DFS. I am selecting the root node as 0 and just run the code. So you can see that we are getting a value. If this is not clear to you, I can show it here. We are getting 0 1 2 3 4, same as what we got here. Okay, from 0 to 1, from 1 to 2, from 2 to 3, from 3 to 4. Okay, so that was all about the DFS. Now we go to the BFS part. Okay, So for that we will create a BFS. We will mainly define, we have declared the BFS, but now we will define it with scope resolution operator, void graph BFS. Again it will take a source node or a root node, whatever you want to say it. Okay, now in here we will need a queue, okay, in order to maintain all its neighbor. Okay, so that we could first visit all the neighbors, then we, before getting to another node. Okay, and from that node again we visit all its neighbor, and we do continue the process. Okay, until we continue the process until and unless we visit all the nodes. Okay, so what we will have, we just define this queue in our class graph, and what we'll do, I will push the, sorry, not x but the s underscore s, the source node, okay, or the node. And after that I will also, we have to update the visited value now, so that we not accidentally visit this again. True. And now we will run a while loop. What will the termination condition of while loop? So termination condition of the while loop, when the queue becomes empty. Okay, so we will run, we have to go through this loop until and unless we have elements in the queue. Okay, now what we will do, we will have explore all the, we will select the queue front, okay, and explore it first. Okay, so that's what all DF is, so that's what the BFS is all about. We first pick a node and we visit all its neighbors first that are at the same level, so that's why we are having the front value. Okay, and once we get that, what we'll do, we will check if it is already been visited or not. Okay, if it is visited, or if it is not visited, then what we'll do, we will say q push x and visited, not x but underscore x, and visited x as true, so that we update the visited array, no? And after that, what we'll do, after this for loop, we just print the front value. Okay, whatever the value in the front that we selected here. Okay, we print the first front value, and after printing it, we will just pop out the value, the front value. Okay, so that at some point of time we will have the empty queue. Okay, so that is all about the BFS. Now let's test it out. I will just replace DFS by BFS. Again, we are selecting 0 as our root node. Let's run it, this code. Now you can see that we are getting the same value as 0, 1, 3, 4, 2 that we got in our example. Okay, from 0 to 1 to 3 and 4. Okay, 0 to 1, 3 and 4, and after that from 1 to 2, and after that all is been visited, so we won't visit further. So that was all about the DFS and the BFS. Okay, those both algorithms are very famous and very important in our computer science in order to graph data structure, and also in tree. Okay, in tree what we mainly call it as pre-order and post-order, something like that. We have three: in order, pre-order and post order. Okay, so what I will do, I will upload this algorithm code in my GitHub account, GitHub page, and give that link to the description box, so that if you have some doubt, if you want to understand it by your own, you can understand this. Okay, so I will link that I will give the link of my GitHub page on the description box, and you can download it from here, or if you want to have some contribution, you can do that from directly from there. Okay, so yeah, that was all about this graph traversal. I hope you would have liked this, and if you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and also consider subscribing to the channel so that I could make this type of videos on this channel. Okay, so yeah, that was it. We will meet again with a new video, new topic. Till then, bye bye.